Alright guys, welcome back. I just uploaded another video for you guys on the steering wheel upgrades and all of that. Hope that helps some people get their stuff situated better than all that nonsense. So what we're going to do is try and figure out where to mount these dang turbos. I have probably every bit of 8 hours in at this point trying to figure out how I want it to go. And while deciding how you want it to visually look appealing, you need to figure out how you're going to run your downpipe, oil feed, oil drain, intercooler pipe, intercooler tube. Don't want anybody to get offended. So it takes a lot, and you know you got to take them to where your radiator is, if it's here. I mean, it would be a whole lot easier if this was laid flat or in the back of the car, but I want this here. I've been swapping sides, trying to play with it. You know, do I want it turned in? Do I want it turned at an angle? Do I want them down lower? Yeah, you know, stuff like that. I just haven't figured it out. I am thinking, because like right there, so you would have to come out and go in, right? So if you just turn it just a touch, but now you got to come out with this one, because I think, like, I have the option of I can dump it down, I could come up here through the subframe, I could go down there to the back, right? And then on the other side, you do the same thing. You know, I got a couple cables in the way, but not something that's hard to remedy. And go through the back. Or I can just do like the old setup, come out, come up, 4-inch bullet muffler. I'd obviously have to move this brake line and everything. You know, I don't know if I'd have to move this brake line, but I would definitely have to move this. Come down here with a 3-inch. So it's a lot to take into account. Mounting a big single is hard just because of the size. Oh, sorry, I think there's something on the camera here. Is that better? Just simply for the size. But twins is hard. Simply got to do 2 of them and figure out where you want to put 2 of them. My favorite mounting system, Maven Performance mounts. To mount these battle areas, mount these battle areas up. I am a dealer for these, so it's nice when you need 2 of them to be a dealer, but these things are so nice. They are so well machined. Now, I ordered a piece of 1-inch chromoly tubing, which fits in there. I think you could do 3/4 or 1 inch. Yeah, it looks like 3/4 or 1 inch. I should have probably went with 3/4 just for ease of it being smaller, but I didn't remember when I ordered it. I didn't realize you can do both. So I got 2 of these. They come with these little bolts, which I'm not going to be able to use because they're the wrong thread. O-rings. This is one of the fitting off my last one. I've already bought another one. Second mount. Second mount bolts. So I got to figure out how I'm going to do this. And what I've been thinking about doing is, considering it's going to be that in the frame rail, I don't have a pipe bender, tube bender, any of that. It's tools I would like to have, but it's hard to justify $1,000 on something that I'm going to use 2 or 3 times, period. So what I'm thinking is I'm going to have a stanchion, right? And it'll be like this, and I'll take a piece of 1-inch tube, and it'll come across, and it'll stand like this on the frame rail. Which, I made sure to get a little bit thicker wall for this, so there's no stress on it. So it would be something like this. Should I mount them up out the hood? Be like old cleater. But that's how that's going to get done with mounting. I just got to figure out, you know, where I want them. It's the only problem. Like I said, I got 8 hours already into trying to figure this out. Well, 8 hours and I haven't decided. I think I want to mount them up a scotch higher. I think that'll look nice right there. No, can't. Outlet. That's what I'm talking about. The Maven mounts are designed to fit a bunch of turbos. You know, the spacing is pretty generic. So, what I have to do, I don't even know if this is gonna, oh, perfect. So the bolts for this turbo are not 8mm, they're 10mm. Well, I think they're 10mm. Let me rephrase that. So I gotta drill out the center bolts just a smidge. The battery's dying. Now I open that up with a 3/8 drill bit. We're going to do a little cleaning here. Now, so I've been a huge Snap-on fan my whole life, and they're pretty expensive, and I've really shied away in the past couple of years from their tools because they've gotten so expensive, and I think it's overly expensive. But one thing you spend your money on is files, and Snap-on makes Portugal sourced files, and Portugal makes like the best files pretty much in the country, in the world. Sorry. So definitely pays to buy good files. You know, you don't want to burr on this because it's going to sit flush on your turbo, and you don't want to leak from this just holding it a little awkward. Well, oh Jesus! Oh, not my cappuccino. This is silly. Yeah, I love these things. Doing it again. These work damn well. Now, when you're building these turbo systems, you don't want the weight of your turbo sitting on the tubing. Unless you build this thing out of like, what the hell is it? Not 321. That real thick wall stuff that people make manifolds out of, thick boys. But if you're using regular stainless thin wall stuff, got to get a mount. People do the flange mounts, but I got V-bands, and I'm not as big of a fan as those. I had those, and it's more of a pain in the butt. I had that on my first turbo setup. There we go. Mounts installed. Okay, so I got one pretty much ready to burn in. You can see I welded out a stub from the mount, then I welded a tube down, and that's going to be burned into the frame rail. Not terrible of a coping job. Yeah, I think this is gonna be the spot. Not really. I wanted to go further in, but it's like, I think putting it further out in the fender, I'll be able to get a tight radius 90 here or down, depending on which way we want to go. It's a little close to this frame rail, more closer than I wanted, but it's all right. I might actually just nib some of this off really quickly and just slide this over on the tube a little bit. But that's we're gonna weld that out here in a minute, and then we get to start on the second one, which is the part I am dreading. The second part is the part where we have to get it identical, or else it looks silly. You don't have to. You can mount it off set wherever you want, but it just looks stupid if it's not. You got twins. Twin. I mean, it's not going to be perfect because it's not mirror image, so the tubing will be a little bit different, which I'm going to do my best to. You know, if I bring this up and I bring this one down, I'm going to do my best to get these as symmetrical as I can. But I don't want to do mirror image. I didn't do mirror image because the only advantage to it is aesthetics. God forbid I'm on drag week and I hurt the mirror image turbo. I can't, like, finding the parts for that would just be, you know, it would be crazy to try to find the parts to fix it, or a replacement. So I think I might take a little off that and move it over just a 1/4 inch just to get it in a little bit further. Alright, time to weld this out. I did cope its different angle and get it further in. I get a little more room here. Only thing left is to do it. Normally, I grab my MIG to do this just for ease, but I'm trying to get more proficient with my TIG, so I'm going to attempt to do this. Ow! It needs to go back like a degree or two to be level. like it's got like no power. I can't get it to tack at 130 amps. What's going on here? I see what's going on. My foot pedal. Turn this back down. I wasn't able to give it all the juice. My foot pedal was getting caught halfway. All right. A little bit better when you could push your pedal all the way down. I do believe I'm going to take the turbo mount off now. Alright, so one is mounted. Well, it's not tight, but I'll tighten that down before I make any tubing to it. So it'll probably come on this side with the hot, because I'm pretty sure that comes here. So it'll probably loop around and in. Drain. It's already leaking on me. This one we got on the stand, so this is the first time seeing it with both turbos in the engine bay. I think it's going to look pretty dang cool. It's going to suck to get that perfectly level, front, back, side to side, back and forth, up and down, to completely match this 100%. Should be fun. Alright, let's get to work on cutting tubing for this one, just like we did that one, and try to build identical. Now, as you could imagine, the hard part of this whole gig is getting these two to look identical. And it ain't easy. Because also that they're not mirror images, it throws your eyes off with the rotation of the housing. So there's been a whole lot of measuring. You know, if I'm in within an eighth, I'm more than completely okay with it. That'll be fine. Now I'm very close as it is. I tell you, I've got a lot of time already. Yeah, I mean, I'm within an eighth front to back. dead nuts even. The problem is, this one's always going to look higher than that one, just because the top outlet and this comes up underneath. So there's really nothing you can do besides buying mirror images. You can see it looks taller, but I've been going nuts measuring everything. Frame rails, floor. Made you wait until close to the end to say, make sure you like, subscribe, comment, hit your notifications, and I give a big thank you to everyone who's in the past 3 or 4 videos have really been around, commenting and liking on everything. I appreciate you guys. It's definitely working. We're coming back. I had a couple people ask me why I wanted to put the turbos out so far, and the main reason is so I can take this engine in and out without having to take the turbos off. It'll be nice to just be able to pop the drains, the feeds, the one, because it's going to be manifold, and then one wide pipe, take that one pipe out on each side and just lift it out, and the turbo should be out of the way. All right, we got twins. See, look how much I actually end up hitting. Well, twins are finally mounted. Kids upstairs throwing a huge fit. So we're gonna go upstairs and cook some dinner. We're gonna call this done. You wanna put my throttle body back on though. This is so pretty. Guys, thank you for watching. I'm glad I'm still able to do these videos. Yeah. So now what I'm going to do is I got to get the transmission to the shop, because once the transmission goes to the shop, I get that back, I could bolt that in, and I could start making my cold side piping. Because all I got to do is bolt all this down, and I could start making now that these are in. Alright. Once that's all done, I got to figure out where to put my catch can, and then I could weld bungs on the valve covers, and I could just blow this all apart and send everything to Dieter's. Alright, get in your garage, start working on your hot rod. Have a good night.